Okay, ladies and gents, welcome to the channel. Now I'm sitting in the BYD Seal U DM-i. We're going to do actual range test with this one. See how this plug-in hybrid that's running on electric powertrain and has a petrol only as a generator, how is it going to ride? I'm going to switch the camera, I'll show you the fully charged battery and the range. It should cover our trip, so we're going to see how this works because this is completely new. It's not your standard plug-in hybrid. So here it is. So this is the fuel range and that's the battery range. So combined, hopefully, we will pass 300 kilometers without stopping for fuel. But let me just click here and scroll, scroll here. So this should be the drive range or the E range, 66 kilometers. It should be 70 by default, but I think it calculated my driving style from the night point of view driving review. So that's that. Let's head out and see what we're gonna get. I've been driving through the city, so you can see the power consumption so far. Fuel is 0 since we're just driving on the battery. Just passed tool payment, so we're gonna drive faster now, but we're going to check the power consumption on the way. Driving now 130, as you can see mostly. You can see the power consumption, and I guess the car calculates how much would that be in fuel consumption. So guys, we're just passing kilowatts, and I have, if I zoom in, passed almost 50 kilometers. To left, was driving mostly 120, a little bit of 130, so considering all not too bad for fully electric drive on highway. I think I can definitely squeeze out more range in the city than 70 kilometers, but it really depends on the weather and more conditions, but still very good. We're going to see now how the car performs on the highway when we deplete the battery and when the petrol kicks in. So just past 50, 0 range. You can see power consumption is a bit high on the highway. It should be equivalent to 7.4 liters, but the petrol should kick in any moment now. So we're gonna see how it reacts. You can see it's starting to now. I can feel it kicked in, and fuel consumption is starting to be measured. So we're gonna see how much we're gonna get economy on our drive. Well, guys, power consumption is dropping, fuel consumption is rising. But look at this feature. So you can see the screen, and if I reorient it, I can see further ahead what's happening or the next junction. So interesting feature that not many cars have. Just a little update after 155 kilometers. Consumption is 7.7. Slightly starting to drop now. We're going a little bit downhill and slower speed. There was construction, so we actually charged up the battery with recuperation a little bit. Well, guys, we just passed 200 kilometers. Consumption is 8.3. It was around 7 when we were driving through the construction slower, but now again driving 130. I think it kind of stabilized around 8. Just exited St. Rock Tunnel. We're starting our descent, so fuel consumption is dropping. Well, guys, I just triggered the reserve at 99 kilometers. I did use this recuperation to recharge the battery, and it says here I have a range 10 kilometers, so that is excellent recuperation. It's even more. So I'm just using this downhill assist. It's not a downhill assist, but it's sort of. It assists me to charge the battery, so more efficient. I'm going to use this charge later to reduce my fuel consumption. Reserve is quickly diminishing, as you can see, but we've charged 15 kilometers. That's 43% of battery. So that's pretty awesome, because I can definitely do more than 15 on this charge, but it's going to be just enough to get to the city and refuel. Now you can see the fuel consumption, and to be fair, when you click here, and I think this one, excuse me, not this one, this one is the amount of fuel, not fuel consumption. Because if you look at this is a real consumption, and you can see that it is according to this. Officially, the fuel at 50 just disappeared, and now I think we've depleted the reserve. We do have the I think there's still enough fuel because the petrol is running, but we do have enough range to drive electric. But I will go to the gas station as soon as possible, of course. Well guys, we just passed the toll payment and at first exit of Zadar. We have range 17 kilometers. The petrol has switched off, so we're just driving electric now. I can go all the way to Zadar, but there's a gas station here, so I just might refuel there. But interesting results altogether. Just refuel the car. You can see the range is 800 kilometers. I'm going to cut in the price and the amount of fuel. Well guys, we made it to Zadar. This is the final consumption results. Good, considering this is a heavy SUV and you're carrying a battery, the consumption was a bit higher, but it's a petrol as well, so it's like normal petrol, but then you have the battery, you can drive electric and have almost zero fuel consumption in the city. So plug-in hybrids are more intended for city driving and occasional road trips. Okay guys, cutting this in, I have a little correction to make, and by the end of this drive I had a feeling that I've made a mistake or early conclusion. Now I do have always sources for my technical data, but even they sometimes make mistakes. Local BYD, when they launched the car, to be transparent, launched all the models together, so they just listed technical details. They didn't explain how each one works. Although with EVs there's not a lot of explaining, but with plug-in hybrid I came to early conclusion that it's just generating power with the petrol for the battery as the Nissan's e-power system, but that was not the case. And by the end of the video, of this video on the consumption test, I quickly realized that, but I wasn't 100% sure in my night point of view driving review, simply because the system keeps charging the battery. And if you're driving on a cruising speed that I was doing at the night point of view driving prior to that video, for my consumption test, the system was using still a little bit of the juice and the petrol to recharge it. But when I, in this video, did the consumption test and I was driving at higher speeds and depleted the battery, petrol was running at a certain RPM, and I thought, okay, this is just the generating RPM. When I was going uphill, I've felt like it started kicking in and into higher revolutions, where I assumed that it is empty on battery and it requires more power to generate more juice. So I just thought this is still just a generator. But later in the city in Zadar, when I was driving, at some point I realized it was really in high RPMs and I was driving gently, so there was no need for more power, and the battery was full because I recharged it. By the way, the battery on the next drive when I recharged it was showing almost 70 kilometers, so it really depends on your driving style. And then I quickly realized that I've made an error. So I filmed the night point of view driving review prior to that and decided to make this fuel consumption to be sure. And a huge thanks to people who have responded in the comments, who are owners, that it does drive the front axle. So I would say watching the video now, you know, plug-in hybrids are actually okay. This one was a bit thirstier because there was a lot of mostly going uphill and then at the end downhill. On the way back it was similar consumption, but for a huge SUV that's your classical petrol consumption. when it comes to battery driving, it's super efficient. So I hope this helps. I want to be transparent and correct my error. I don't do them a lot. Sometimes I put them in the comments, but I thought this would be a valuable information if you watched all the videos. So thanks for watching the channel, and see you in the next one.